I'm going to tell you something that took most people an eternity to figure out. Adventure Time never hid its biggest secrets in the big episodes. Not in the premieres or the finales. Not even in the episodes that looked important. Every time Finn and Jake went on what looked like a nothing quest, stealing some old man's tapes, finishing a dead hero's bucket list, helping someone write a song, there was a very specific reason those episodes felt off. A little too casual and small. It's because they weren't small. Adventure Time had a tradition unlike any other cartoon. It would hand you what looked like filler, and then in the last 90 seconds, pull the floor out from under you. The reason this is important to us is that Adventure Time is back. And if history has taught us anything, it's that you cannot afford to dismiss the side quests. This video is about learning to look. And we are going back to every silly adventure that rewrote the lore, starting with the episode Holly Jolly Secrets in Season 3, that changed how we watched the show forever. Up until this moment, we thought the Ice King was just some joke villain. You know, some random pathetic old wizard who is obsessed with kidnapping princesses for no reason. And even though that might still be true, this episode gave us more light on the old geezer. And honestly, that light hits different when you realize we had been laughing at this man for 3 seasons. It started with Finn and Jake stealing the Ice King's video diaries from his very secure hiding place.
He's in the ground.
Your evil tapes, full of evil secrets. That's why I'm going to bury you where no one will ever find you. Under all these boogers! Whee!
Give him a break, he tried his best. Anyway, Finn and Jake retrieve the diary and host a secret tape-watching party.
I'll make some flyers for it.
They pop it into BMO and start to watch anyway. At first, it was just the embarrassing diary stuff, as you would expect.
What? Oh, Ice King, you're so cool. You take such good care of yourself.
But then they stumbled on something that they were not expecting to see that day. Turns out the Ice King did have an origin after all. He was no Ice King at the beginning.
Hello, my name is Simon Petrikov. I am recording this tape so that people will know my story.
They kept watching and discovered that Simon Petrikov was just a normal archaeologist cursed with the Ice King powers after putting the crown on his head.
Dock worker in northern Scandinavia. I brought it home and excitedly showed my fiancée Betty. I jokingly put it on my head just for a laugh or something, and that's when it started.
This single moment transformed the show's most annoying villain into its most tragic figure. And on top of that, it revealed that Ooh was built on the bones of the human world. We are just getting started in today's video, and things are already looking pretty serious. Another quest in the show that affected the lore happened in the episodes Finn the Human, Jake the Dog. It's another background story for yet another villain in the series, the Lich. The episode is also really crazy because it shows us how connected the Ice King and the Lich are. And all this started with Finn innocently wishing that the Lich had never existed. Somehow, the wish created an alternate timeline called Farm World. And just like that, we found ourselves in the middle of probably the thickest lore yet. What a dramatic turn of events. Now, before this time, nobody really thought that the Ice King's crown and the mushroom bomb and the Lich were all related. We thought they were 3 separate events. But this episode rewrote that lore in the most mind-blowing way possible. Farm World was, what's the word for it? Normal. Like, disturbingly normal. No candy people, no magic dogs, or floating islands. Just dirt roads and sad humans trying to survive. Which, when you think about it, is somehow the scariest thing Adventure Time ever showed us. In this timeline, the mushroom bomb never went off. Finn would discover that the reason behind that is that Simon used his powers to stop the bomb. So Simon was dead, humanity was preserved, and magic never came into the world. No Jake, no Princess Bubblegum, no Candy Kingdom. Basically, everything that makes Ooo worth saving was born from the same catastrophe that almost ended everything. The world of Adventure Time is beautiful, specifically because it is broken.
In mutagenic horror, Simon froze the bomb in mid-flight.
Now, what are all the things we have gathered so far? Simon is tightly involved in this because he would be the trade-off if we ever wanted the world to come back to normal. But remember, they found themselves in farmland because Finn wished the Lich had never existed, which means that a world without the Lich is a world where the mushroom bomb never went off, meaning the bomb gave birth to the Lich, and he was not in existence before it, right? Wrong. The plot yet thickens. In the episode Evergreen, we are taken back to the genesis of all things. This is way before even the normal human civilization, back into the age where we had something called the Elementals.
Are you listening, Chatsberry? When this comet hits, everybody dies. Not just everybody, but us. But us?
Now, hold on, Evergreen.
Evergreen was the ice elemental, and he foresaw a comet that was going to wipe out all of civilization. The other elementals did not believe him, so it became Evergreen's responsibility to stop the comet himself, which is a very specific kind of lonely, knowing something terrible is coming and watching everyone around you shrug it off. Evergreen was not a villain. He was the only one paying attention. This eventually led to the creation of the Ice King's crown. The idea behind it was simple: create a crown capable of granting its wearer's deepest wish, and then use it to wish the comet away.
Bonding, 3, 2, 1. You can do it, 3, 2, 1. Bonding.
He did successfully create the crown, but the rest of his plan pretty much backfired, and the comet destroyed civilization. Of course, with the exception of his dinosaur friend, Gunter, because he was wearing the crown at the time the comet struck. Story for another day.
Just focus on your deepest, truest wish. The destruction of the deadly comet, and the rest will take care of itself.
My deepest, truest wish.
One thing we need to do is take a closer look at the Catalyst Comet for a minute.
Ah, but this Balthus is no ordinary comet. Behold! See how it writhes? It aches for our extinction.
And he was right, it was no ordinary comet. In The Comet, the guys are dealing with the same comet that wiped out all things at the beginning, but this time they are able to stop it with the help of Gunter, or in this case, Orgalore. The comet is destroyed, and just before it fizzles out, it takes one form: the Lich.
I've been around forever and experienced so much impossible junk. I've embodied all that is good and evil.
The Lich was not created by the bomb just woke him up. There is a massive difference between something being born and something being unleashed. Adventure Time knew exactly what it was doing with that distinction, but this showed us the Lich existed way before the mushroom bomb. Now, the next question that changed everything we know about the land of Ooo was in the episode Simon and Marcy, and this episode literally started with Finn, Jake, Marceline, and the Ice King playing basketball. The Ice King wasn't any good at the sport, so Finn and Jake asked Marcy why she invited him.
Yeah, all right, good game. Take 5. I'll get us all a bunch of little waters.
And that's when she confessed that it's because he means so much to her.
Why'd you invite Ancient Chubbs to play basketball?
Yeah!
Well, he's very dear to my heart. I love him.
It now led her to tell one of the most important stories in the entire series, all from a game of basketball. We see struggling Simon and Marceline trying to survive the post-war world. Then they sense a threat approaching from the forest, so Simon, in a bid to protect Marceline, opts to put on the crown. Marceline is not having it.
Simon!
Ow, 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 ow.
You're not going to put it on, are you?
I have to.
to protect us.
Turns out that every time Simon puts on that crown, his brain is being fried, and he is losing his personality. That kind of adds a sad context to all the goofiness we initially thought the Ice King was. Later in the episode, they are driven to a corner by oozers, and again, Simon has no choice.
You have to keep it together, Simon. For her.
Simon, you promise.
Dun, da 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 dun dun.
So Simon was consciously sacrificing his mind one crown use at a time just to keep Marceline safe. Let that sink in for a second. He knew what the crown was doing to him. He watched himself disappear, use by use, and he kept choosing her anyway. That is not a villain origin story, that is a love story wearing a villain costume. And that's not the last of Simon's woes. Now we know that before he found that cursed crown, he was an archaeologist, and he was engaged to a woman named Betty. After he became the Ice King, he went insane, and so Betty ran away, and he never saw her again. His words, not mine. But much later in the episode Betty, when the Ice King was eavesdropping on a wizard meeting, classic day in the life of an old man, then he gets jealous about the reward the wizards will get by helping Bella Noche to enter their realm.
All I want is to be in the club and plus up my magic. What's the problem?
So he tries to get in on the action and score some gold for himself. But that backfires on everyone, and well...
Hey, I can't feel my magic!
Bella Noche is a being of pure anti-magic. Y'all's got played!
Now, because that power is what has kept him alive all these years, he immediately starts dying after losing it. His dying wish for Jake, Finn, and Marceline to help him open a portal to say goodbye to his lover, Betty.
Simon? What is going on?
I'm 1,000 years in the future, love. I opened this portal so we could say goodbye.
But what we did not expect was for Betty to jump into the portal.
Simon, I know who I'm leaving you for.
Who?
You, dum-dum.
Okay, rated 18, guys. So the reason Simon never saw Betty again was that she jumped into his future. That, my friends, is a proper love story. What else did this crazy show have in store for us? The next side quest actually touched one of the major characters in the show. The episode Billy's Bucket List at first came off as one of those filler tribute episodes, but it went on to reveal secrets we didn't even know existed. Finn's identity was always the last human on Earth. And so the existing lore was that he was an orphan, because that's just common sense. He was found as a baby in the woods, raised by Jake's family, and that was that. His human origins felt like a mystery that the show was never going to answer, and honestly, we were fine with it, until Finn finds his hero and takes it on himself to tick off every item. You know, the typical fanboy move. But something on that list caught all our eyes.
Tell Finn that thing. What the butt is that?
I don't know.
Okay, that's gonna bother me forever.
Brief reminder that Billy was dead at the time, and so were Finn's chances of ever hearing that secret, or so we thought. And this is exactly the kind of thing Adventure Time does. It plants something in a throwaway moment and then just leaves it there, aging like fine wine in the background while you're busy watching Finn fight random monsters. Finn went on to tick off everything else on the list, and that earned him a visit from the ghost of Billy. And yes, he told him the thing he wanted to.
What?
Your father, Finn. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive.
Plot twist, Finn was not an orphan, meaning everything we knew about Finn being the last human was a big lie. The ghost of Billy said to go to some place called the Citadel, and he would find his father there, and that launched the entire Season 6 arc, which was arguably one of the most consequential in the entire series, because suddenly Finn was a son, and that changes how you carry yourself in the world. even in a world of candy people and talking lakes. I know you might be waiting for me to connect the dots and go on a full father-son reunion, but that's not what this video is about. If you stick around long enough, you might get to see it on this channel someday. Okay, fine, we'll talk a little more about Finn's humanity, but none of that daddy stuff. We know one thing for now. Finn wasn't the last surviving human, thanks to Papa Finn. But what we didn't know at the point is that it wasn't just Papa Finn. There was a whole tribe of surviving humans. Now, there had always been speculations from all the way back in Season 2 about the existence of other humanoids. In the episode Susan Strong, Finn is feeling down about being the only human alive while helping Princess Bubblegum to rip out some stumps. Don't ask.
I brought you guys here because I need you to rip out all these stumps.
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun.
They get to it and the boys find a metal hatch in the process. You know they will never pass up an opportunity for adventure, so they jump in without thinking twice.
We should check it out, you think?
It turns out to be an underground cage full of garbage, but there also happens to be a tribe of humans living in this garbage. So yeah, some forms of humans exist, but the first proof of pure, unmutated humans would be much later in the series, which means the show was leaving breadcrumbs about human survival from Season 2, and most of us just stepped right over them because we were too busy enjoying the ride.